I'm Joan Kelly at the Visa Screening Room at the Toronto International Film Festival. Red Carpet Diaries' Sandra Benjamin was at the premiere of the action-packed feature debut by director Gary McKendry, Killer Elite.
Robert De Niro, Clive Owen, and Jason Statham star in this gripping story about a man who'll stop at nothing to save his mentor. The fast and furious fight scenes will leave you on the edge of your seat.
I knew I'd find it.
How'd you get this number?
You have no idea who you're messing with.
He's like a father to you, right?
You don't do this, it's a dead man.
Listen, Danny's gonna come back for me. And when he does, you're out of here. He's your worst nightmare.
It's based on a book called The Featherman, written by Sir Ranulph Fiennes, who was a very famous explorer that served in the SAS and the British Army. And it was basically events that he'd witnessed during his time in his service.
I play a guy who's ex-SAS, who used to be in the forces, had a very bad accident and has been out on the fringes, but is part of a sort of clandestine group that looks after the SAS people. And he basically starts to realise that some of his people are being hit, some SAS people, and engages and tries to find out why and stop them doing it.
Being, protected by the government, the SAS, a lot of their stuff is, no one ever gets to read about what they do. So it's a controversial book because no one knows if it's true or not because they can't prove it. Which makes it all the more interesting.
It wasn't the action that drew me to this story, it was the fact that in this story you don't know who the good guy is and you don't know who the bad guy is. By the end of the movie, Clive and Jason have actually flipped roles. So there's a sort of moral side to the story.
You and I got a lot in common.
Really? You're sitting there tied to a chair, and I'm standing here with a gun in my hand.
War isn't over till both sides say it is.
We tried to design the fights so that our main principal actors could actually do them. And then there's a hospital fight in here where, Jason and Clive go at it. In 2 days, those guys were going at it, throwing each other through cupboards, into walls, punching the crap out of each other. They were great.
I think Jason, it was a real pleasure to work with him, and we do some very cool sort of big fight scenes in it, and he's sort of, top of the game for that stuff. And so it's a pleasure working with him, and De Niro is one of the greatest actors ever. So
your co-stars in this film, some pretty big heavyweights. Robert De Niro.
Some very heavyweights, yes.
What was it like working with him?
It was amazing. It's everything that you'd expect. It's beyond your imagination, yeah.
Does he hold his own in the action scene?
Sure, you want to see him at the end. He's got more. This is a guy who's raging bull,
Robert, what do you enjoy about this festival here? What do you enjoy about Toronto?
Just being here. I'm sorry I'm here for such a short time.
All we gotta do is wait for him to come to us. This guy is good.
You have no idea.
You have a killer mustache in this film. How happy were you to get rid of that?
Mustache?
I did, yeah. Were you happy to get rid of it?
Yeah, it was literally the minute I wrapped, it was straight into the trailer and on.